It's okay that you're caught in a consumption loop. I want to make it clear, I'm not here to judge you for artistic burnout. I won't pretend it's easy to make art all the time. But you clicked on this video because you want to feel that fire again. When you make something that you're passionate about. Like you did when you were a kid and you're dumping their colored pencils and crayons all over the kitchen table and making whatever you wanted. And I want to help you get that spark back by teaching you how to cultivate your inner inspiration, curiosity, and playfulness. By the end of this video, you'll understand 3 ways that you can turn your consumption habits into creation and fall in love with making art all over again. Creation versus consumption is all about internal versus external output. Maria, one of my favorite artists on YouTube, put it this way: as the artist, I am the input and the art is the output. It's kind of a partnership with what I make. If we are the input and we are inputting all this time on Instagram or YouTube, or especially Pinterest for me, external perspectives, our output will be similarly external to ourselves. We won't be able to connect with it because it's outside of us. When we want to create something that is truly ours, that belongs to us, we have to turn away from those consumption habits and turn to those deep internal wells ready for creation. Hi, welcome. This is the Curious Little Frog Studio. My name is Brenna. I am an autistic and disabled artist. My goal for this channel is to be your encouraging art sibling for when you need inspiration, motivation, or even a little froggy friend. Burnout is something that I personally know very well, as I've been painting for about a decade now, and I've been through the cycle of burnout a lot of times. For beginner artists, it can feel so scary, like the end of your art practice. Over 2 of the last 3 years I spent in daily chronic pain, and now I want to share my art passion that fueled me not only to survive, but also to create. By steering our inspiration to ourselves and our inner artistic wants and desires, I truly believe that we can rekindle the burnt out pieces of our art practice no matter where we are in life. I believe in you, and I'm already so proud of you for trying. So what is external inspiration, curiosity, and play? When you create art, how do you currently inspire yourself? For many of us, especially those of us in burnout, we turn to Instagram or Pinterest and we scroll until we find something that we like. That is considered external inspiration, where you're consuming something as the input and hoping that the output is your own art. And then we get disappointed when it isn't and we feel frustrated, and the cycle of burnout begins again. External curiosity can be things like not asking your own questions. As a kid, we did this all the time, probably too much question asking if you were like me. I use YouTube as an external form of curiosity. Sometimes I'm able to type in my own questions that I already had, but most of the time I'm just scrolling until I find something that somebody else has asked and I find to be compelling as well. But it was somebody else's question and I didn't learn all those things. Somebody else did. And for play, we often fall into these preconceived games that somebody else has already made up, whether they're video games, board games, card games, or something on an app. These are all consumption forms of play, which aren't bad in the right time. External play is devoid of imagination, which is a crucial part of our art practice that we forget to cultivate, because usually somebody's already done that part for us. By this point, I'm sure you're asking, well, how do we cultivate inspiration and curiosity in play from within ourselves? How often have you been cleaning your room and you stop because something distracted you? Whether it was because of the memories associated with that object or how big your feelings are towards that object. That thing that we call distraction is also a form of inner inspiration. It's about noticing the things that are in your life that mean something to you. It was your brain telling you that that thing mattered to you in some way. And you can use that in your art practice to make something that is equally as meaningful to you. Maybe next time you want to try creating or making some art, instead of going on TikTok or Pinterest or Instagram, you can start cleaning your room or organizing your art cart or looking through the art supplies that you haven't used in a while, because I'm sure that something will speak to you and you can use that as your inspiration for moving forward. You might be wondering what curiosity even is. It's been so long since you felt curious about something. The definition of curiosity is the strong desire to know or to learn something. When we were kids, we asked lots and lots of questions, and eventually we learned that that annoyed adults and we should stop. However, as an adult, when I removed that shame that I felt surrounding asking questions, I have so many more questions and I want to learn and to know all the answers. So the next time you have a question running through your head, write it down so you don't forget it. One of my favorite ways to cultivate curiosity lately has been going to the library. It was a practice that I really appreciated as a kid. I used to come home with tons and tons of books, a giant stack. Whatever your interests and natural curiosities are, I'm sure there's a section or at least a book to help you learn more about those things that you're already curious about. You can also bring that list of questions we talked about if you ended up writing them down. My main memory of play was being told to go play outside. But how did we play? The main component of many of our childhood games was imagination. So you might have played house, or you might have played pirates, or cops and robbers. I don't know what you played. But many of those games, a huge component was imagination. You can still use your imagination to play in that way now. You can play professional artist, or million subscriber YouTube channel, or best-selling author, or big music star, whatever you want. Some people call that manifestation or building towards your dreams. Some call it imagination or playing pretend. I don't care what you call it. What I know is that it's good for your brain to make those connections, and in that way it can make that spark happen so we fall in love with our art again, the way that we did when we were playing when we were kids and we had all of these dreams. What does this mean for your art practice? How do you put it into practice? How do you fall in love with art again? In burnout, that flame of passion seems so far away. And that's where we're starting at the beginning. We're going back to the time when it first started, when you first felt that spark. If you had a rough childhood, like many of us do, it can feel like that part of your life got cut too short, like somebody doused water on your flames, on that spark, the tiny little spark that you had. Sometimes the little artist in yourself is just ready to get back to what it knows, and that's you, that's yourself. I want to encourage you that neutrality about your art is good. Making in itself, not the outcome. The creation process versus the consumption process, that's the goal. It's not about making something you like right now. It's just about making. I hope you're able to do it. I hope you can find that something, that spark in yourself. And I believe in you because you're still sitting here, sitting with me. I know you want it. I have so many ideas for cultivating your art practice. If you feel like this video didn't give enough examples and you want me to go over individually inspiration, curiosity, and play in their own video, please let me know in the comments. And now for you, it is time to end the consumption loop and get to creating. I know you can do it, and I'm so proud of you. While you're leaving, I just want to take the time to shout out my print club members really quick. I am so thankful for all of you guys. These are the print club rewards this week. There are 3 mini prints, and I love all of them so much. If you'd like to join print club and get cool stuff in the mail every single week, the link is in the description. If you really want to close that consumption loop but you aren't quite ready to get off YouTube, the next video I have here is all about color mixing and making a color wheel. It was a practice I loved as a kid, revived as an adult, and it has changed my art practice. So why don't you go to that one next if you're still here. Thank you. Bye.